zaujímať svoje vedomosti, svoje skúsenosti o esenciálnych olejoch a pre tých, ktorí to bude zaujímať potom aj, ako on zdieľa oleje, ako on požehnáva životy ľudí. Takže v prvej časti budeme mať to rozdelené dnešnú akciu na dve časti. V prvej časti sa všetci dozvieme, alebo hlavne je to pre tých, ktorí ešte nemajú túto privilegium mať veľkoobchodný účet s doTERRA olejmi. Takže vy dobre počúvajte, naberajte skúsenosti, samozrejme budeme tu aj kolovať oleje, budete mať skvelý zážitok. Ja som prvýkrát Karola videla asi pred 7 rokmi a vtedy som si uvedomila, že je to naozaj človek, ktorý môže veľmi veľa odovzdať každému jednému z nás. Ja verím, že každý si nájdete tam niečo pre seba. Je to človek, ktorý je s veľkou charizmou, ktorý pomohol stovkám, ak nie tisíckam Maďarov naozaj starať sa o svoje vlastné zdravie. A keď si človek zoberie, že chceme byť bohatí, čo znamená to bohatstvo? To bohatstvo znamená zdravie, presne tak. Byť zdravý a mať to zdravie, že sa vedieť o to sám postarať. Byť zdravý v tom zmysle, že byť plnohodnotne so svojimi blízkymi, vedieť sa im venovať, hej? A mať tú energiu, tú silu a ten postoj, aby človek mohol mať tú radosť každý deň zo života. Takže Karel preto prišiel a prijal to pozvanie, aby nám o tom všetkom porozprával. Takže dovolte mi, aby som privítala Karola Váciho.
Thank you so much, Monica. Yes, okay. So you're gonna have this.
Okay.
So,
Ja to budem mať.
yes, I'll speak up. Okay, can you hear me? And then is it working? So I would like to thank you for the invitation.
Chcem vám poďakovať za pozvanie.
Okay.
Monika, máte?
Like hands, you know, they are.
Ste ako dve ruky.
Yes. Okay, and thank you for my translator, Dagmar.
Ďakujem za svoju prekladateľku Dagmar. Keď nebudem vedieť, budete mi pomáhať, kričte mi slovíčka.
And I'm just happy to be here, really.
Som veľmi šťastný, že tu môžem byť.
And again, thank you for the invitation.
A ďakujem ešte raz za
And I hope I can bring something to you because there are so many experts here about the oils, I feel like shrinking.
A ja dúfam, že vám vlastne viem niečo dať, pretože ja vidím, že tu je veľmi veľa expertov na tie oleje a ja sa teraz tak zmenšujem, či vôbec vám viem dať toľko.
But maybe because how long have you guys been using doTERRA oils?
Ako dlho už používate oleje?
6 years, okay. So these guys have been using for these beautiful oils for 6 years, and my 2 years mark hasn't even come up. So,
Takže tieto baby to už používajú 6 rokov a môj dvojročný trh v podstate ešte len začína.
but I've been very excited in the past 2 years, and I think through my effort, yes, a lot of lies have been talked.
A v podstate, že, takže ja som tu iba 2 roky, ale je pravda, že už sa dotkol veľmi veľa životov ľudí.
Close to about 20,000 people I almost have in my group in such a short time.
V tých 2 rokoch mám skoro 20,000 ľudí vo svojej
And
skupine.
I can tell you why, because when I knew that I came here today, I was coming here, when I knew that,
A poviem vám aj prečo, pretože keď som vedel, že sem prídem
I straight started making arrangements. How can I share the oils, for example, in Vienna? I've got some people I know in Vienna, so here I have to run off, which I don't have to, but I still have run off, and I'm going to do a class in Vienna. This is how you grow.
Takže on rastie tak, že proste vedel, že to som do Bratislavy, tak si povedal hneď, vo Viedni je veľké mesto, tam mám tiež nejakých známych, takže odtiaľ to uteká hneď do Viedne, aby ešte tam niečo robila. Tak to vlastne rastie.
So yesterday I was in a distant city down southern part of Hungary, Pécs. Some of you might know Pécs.
Včera bol niekde v južnom Maďarsku, v nejakom meste, ktoré sa volí.
Yeah, so I was there yesterday, very far. I did a class with about 10 people, very, very exciting. I was there almost till 11 o'clock.
Mal tam včera večer priedu, je to veľmi ďaleko, mal priedu asi s 10 ľuďmi a vracal sa odtiaľ asi okolo 11.
That's one thing actually we realized, which was new to me. Because I was with another company, and you know how it is, you present, okay, people will come and they leave, you know, and they listen to your presentation. I was used to that.
A on v podstate tu je niečo pre neho nové, pretože už predtým pracoval s jednou takouto firmou a je v podstate zvyknutý na to, že ľudia prídu, potom sa odídu.
And here, and I'm sure, I haven't talked to you about this, Monica.
Ale je si istý, že tu, ale aj keď o tom ešte s Monikou nerozprával.
But I'm sure it's the same here. Once you're done with the class, people don't leave.
Ale je si istý, že sa vám to tu stáva tiež, že keď robíte tú triedu, my to voláme
Is that
sociálne
true?
party.
Is there something like you're used that once the class is over and you start sharing the oils? Because the one part which I would like to do a little bit today, we have a class, we share some oils with new people, that's a class.
Okay, let me please translate, okay?
Okay.
Takže stáva sa tu to, čo sa mu práve predtým nestalo, že keď končí tá trieda alebo sociálna party, aby oni rozumeli, tak ľudia vlastne neodchádzajú. A v podstate potom, jak sa začína deliť o tie oleje, ľudia stále zostávajú.
And after that, I spend as much as time we need, to share oils and talk about who they are and share oils.
Takže potom, čo skončila tá trieda, tak teda ostal ešte sedieť, keď sa nikto nezdvíhal a teda začali sa rozprávať o nich, o olejoch.
And then I'm done and they still sit there.
A už skončila a už sedeli.
And now I'm used to that. So all summer I was doing classes in my garden and you should have seen my family.
A už si na to zvykol a v podstate v lete, že robili tie triedy u neho doma na záhrade a vlastne mali si deti rodinu.
So because, I invited some people, I had some people inviting, and once I was done shadows, I just left them in the garden, and I did things with my kids, and I went, started doing, and then my family said, are we gonna leave? I don't know. They are here.
Takže on skončil v ich záhrade s touto triedou a tí ľudia tam ďalej sedeli a rozprávali sa o lech, tak on sa vrátil naspäť do domu a bol s jeho rodinou a za chvíľku ich rodina hovorí, že oni neodídu domov, ja neviem.
Yeah, and then Oliver, there is one guy who's been to my classes, in my garden, remember?
A Oliver bol práve na jednej takejto party v jeho záhrade.
And you know exactly the feeling, it's amazing to me that people just love what we have and they stay there for hours. Same thing yesterday in Page. I got home really late now, like almost 1 p.m. or 1 a.m.
Toto je to, čo on vlastne na tomto miluje, pretože ľudia, keď im to ukážeme, tak to tiež milujú. A preto ostávajú, to je to, čo on na tom miluje.
Wednesday and Thursday I was in Poland, up in Warsaw. So what I've done, same thing, okay, just like Dagmar, we were friends on Facebook, and I wrote one lady, what are you doing nowadays? Whatever she said.
Teda štvrtok po Polsku, takže tak ako vy dvaja, tak nejak kontaktoval cez Facebook, opýtal sa, ako sa mala, dobré, a to vo Varšave.
I sent her, I said, can I send you some samples? You know what I do? Let me not talk about this. I'm going to send you samples and we can open it together, on Skype or in Zoom.
Tak a on vlastne ju kontaktoval cez ten Facebook a povedal, nechce sa mi o tom rozprávať, ale pošlem ti nejaké vzorky a potom, keď ti prídu, zavolajme si cez Skype.
So this happened in end of November.
To sa stalo na konci novembra.
Okay, and I sent her the usual, if you send a package to somebody, like I did, up to Warsaw. Takže poslali také typické vzorky, ktoré najviac používame, poslali to balíčku do Varšavy. I send the usual like wild orange, and a lady, ilang, you have to, and of course, balance, and I always make sure, and that's what I do, make sure that you always send everybody the hand wash, the on-guard hand wash. It's amazing, and it gets people hooked on right away.
Tak a že úplne musíte si byť istí, že on to tam určite dáva a ak to chcete robiť týmto spôsobom, určite to urobte tiež. Dajte tam to mydlo na ruky, ten on-guard, to určite pošlite na to všetci reálne.
Yeah. So yesterday I had two, I always have the on-guard. Does anyone have on-guard hand wash on you? Big mistake, always have that on.
Veľká chyba, že to tu nemáte so sebou.
So yesterday I had two of them.
Včera som mal dve tieto mydla.
No, I don't have any because I give it to people.
Teraz to tu nemám, pretože to včera rozdal.
It's such an amazing product because the natural solutions and everybody feels it and I pass it around in my class many times.
A je to úžasný produkt, pretože to každý hneď pocíti, takže vždycky to dá polovať, máme na striede.
With a little towel and then pass it around and many times like yesterday in Page you said, we don't even need a towel.
Vždycky im podáte ešte uterák a uterajte to tak na tie ruky, že vlastne my nepotrebujeme ani uterák.
So make sure you send that to people. Maybe you gotta do that.
Takže buďte si istí, ak budete niekomu toto posielať, určite tam pošlite aj toto.
By the way, if you want to have, I see some people like, I have some big goals. Some people tell me, I have goals, but they kind of they want to save on some of the samples. But I don't want to spend much. That's a big mistake. That's not a spend, that's an investment.
Veľa ľudí rozmýšľa tým spôsobom, že ja chcem mať veľký cieľ, ja chcem mať veľký obchod, ale nechcem moc investovať do vzoriek. To je veľká chyba, pretože to máte investíciu, treba investovať do vzoriek.
Yeah, don't go cheap on your future and on investment. So you need to distinguish difference between spending and investment. And this is the biggest investment you can ever make. Buying those samples, you know, those small vials and all those things.
Takže nechoďte ako keby chudobne do toho, neberte to, že sú to vaše náklady, ale je to vaša investícia, pretože toto vám prinesie naspäť ten obchod.
So anyway, today what we are doing is divided into two. So I'm just going to talk about the oils. 1 second, give me a second because I'm really excited about. And then we'll have a break, and then I can talk about how to get 20,000 people into your group. You know, in a year or two, whatever. So it's not a big deal. It's easy.
Dneska rozdeliť na dve časti, že tá prvá bude o tých olejoch a obchodná bude vlastne tá druhá časť. Takže teraz ideme rozprávať o olejoch, potom bude prestávka, ak to budete chcieť zostať, tak bude potom druhá časť o obchode.
So anyway, so I sent her these samples, and then you know in December, yes, I got the partial. She tells me from Warsaw. Okay, let's set up a time. So you know, online, you know, come Zoom or whatever. We open and we open first wild orange, and she, this is amazing.
Povedali, že vlastne otvor to, až keď si zavoláme. Takže si dali Skype a vtedy povedal, že tak, teraz si otvor toto, napríklad divoký pomaranč, otvor to, tak to omenila, aké to úžasné.
Okay, and then, you know, spent 1 hour.
Tak sme rozprávali hodinu.
And then the following day about, you know, what doTERRA does, you know, just a few hours, you know.
A ďalší deň sme si zase porozprávali, čo robí doTERRA.
And then we agreed, okay, that she waited for me, so I went up to see her, and she, you know, in my hotel room, I rented like a bigger one, and then we had 10 people, and she brought 10 people to my class. Amazing, they were there they didn't want to leave. I said, are you guys leave? Can you leave? I don't want to go to sleep. 3 hours, children, we had 3 children in the class running around.
Takže potom sa teda dohodli, sa jej to páčilo, že tak teda došiel na 2 dní do Poľska, ona tam pozvala nejaké kamošky, on si prenajal väčšiu izbu v hoteli, takže 10 kamošiek išlo do hotela a ako vždycky nikto nechcel odísť, pretože tam boli ešte 3 decka, ktoré tam pobehovali okolo a nikto nechcel odísť, tak sa potom opýtal, že nechcete ísť preč.
And please understand, okay, yes, we have one date already, month end, I'm going to go back, okay, and everybody's going to invite their best friends, so we're going to have 20 people, and look at that, this is how you start any city or any region. What is my point?
Takže urobil s ňou úplne to isté, čo robíš vždycky, proste zavolaj, 5-10 kamošiek, 20, takto on príde do úplne nového mesta, ukáže to kamoškám a vlastne takto to robíš vždycky.
Okay, that here you will find the reason why, because you need to be smart and see why is doTERRA growing so fast. There must be some answer, right?
A teraz tu potrebujete asi odpoveď na to, že prečo doTERRA tak veľmi rýchlo rastie.
And yes, you need to be smart about why.
Musíte byť múdri.
And one of the thing is, okay, is this is one. Hi. Sorry. And this is one. I'm sure she would not be late from her wedding, right? She would not be late from her wedding. It's okay, it's a joke. It's a joke. Okay, so this is one thing that we do here with doTERRA, where you don't matter. Really.
A toto je práve úžasné na tej doTERRE, čo tu my robíme, že na vás vlastne vôbec nezáleží.
Meaning that any setup, the best setup is where you can take yourself, out of the equation, meaning that, you know, like a mathematical equation, like we have like different items, and if you can take yourself out of that, you don't matter, things will not change. If you leave, that's the best setup.
Takže je to vlastne taký setup, že vy sa tak nastavíte, že vy keby ste odišli, to bolo tak s tou záhradou, ono to bude pokračovať. Není to ako nejaká matematická rovnica, že teraz vy tam musíte byť, aby to presne zapadlo. Nemusí.
And in doTERRA, doesn't matter what I say in my class, nobody cares.
A v podstate na jeho triedách v doTERRA v podstate to bude jedno, čo on rozpráva, pretože to aj tak nikoho nezaujíma.
See, nobody really cares. All they care is that, how do you feel? Is it good?
Že jediné, čo ich zaujíma.
I know you have some wild orange. So, what matters when I give people, for example, wild orange?
A to, na čom záleží, keď napríklad dá ľuďom divoký pomeranč.
Like yesterday in the class.
Ako napríklad včera.
Okay, I tell them. So, sometimes I tell them, close your eyes. When smell this, what would you have to do in order to actually have this smell and feeling? What would you have to do?
A tak ti potom povieš, keď si dal napríklad ten divoký pomeranč, nech si to pretrú, nadýchnú a opýtaš sa ich, že vlastne, čo by ste museli urobiť, aby ste túto vôňu získali.
And then they tell me, yes, What would you have to do in order to smell this?
A teda, čo by ste mohli urobiť, aby ste toto mohli obňať?
Kúpiť pomaranč a rozvaliť.
To buy an orange and to...
Yeah, start peeling it. And then I explain, okay, that what it is.
A potom ja im vysvetlím, že to, čo to je.
I show them that the reason why it is fresh and gives you the feeling of yes, I'm peeling an orange.
A potom im vlastne vysvetlí, že čo to vlastne je, že prečo je to tak veľmi čerstvé.
I have this picture here, but what you see, what you don't see, doesn't matter. It's a small, you know, the essential oil sack, you know, this small bag.
Takže potom im on ukáže, neviem, či to vidíte až vzadu, že to je vlastne malinká taký sačík esenciálneho oleja kvapka.
And I tell them at this part, okay, that why you are feeling like this, because the chemistry here, what the wild orange develops, it's right in the peel.
A potom im vysvetlím, že to, čo tu vlastne cítite, je vlastne toto a to je vlastne to, čo je z tej kôry divokého pomaranča, aby ste ju museli vlastne šúpať.
Okay, it's a beautiful, it's an incredible, it's like a chart, like a music chart. Very unique.
Je to, že má to určité presné chemické zloženie, ktoré je veľmi unikátne, je to niečo, ako keby ste...
Okay, each plant, this one, lavender, has an incredible chart, like a music chart, 5, 6, 7, 8 chemistry, their own ingredients, which is very unique to that plant.
Tak, teraz vlastne ukázal zase levandulu a tam má zase svoje chemické zloženie, ktoré je zase presne také, ako je nejaké zloženie nejakej pesničky alebo nejaký čart.
And I tell them in Brazil, yes, and in Brazil, because that's where it comes from, that particular plant, okay, can grow and can develop their chemistry the best.
A práve v Brazílii, práve táto rastlina môže sa rozviť v tom jej najlepšom, pretože tam patrí.
And since they don't go bad, because this is not a lipid-based oil, by the way, I always tell people, is your hand oily? Can you see, is it oily?
Že teraz on všetko hovorí, že to není založené na lipidoch, že vy môžete cítiť, že ten olej nie je masný.
Okay, yes. Yes, forget it. But if you have wild orange, would your hands be oily? And they always, and here when I usually give out the prize in my class, now if somebody can tell me why your hand is not oily, you know, at this time I have lavender maybe, and wild orange lavender, I'm going to give you this, and you're going to come really excited. Oh, because it absorbs. That's what they tell me, right?
Takže on sa potom pýta vlastne, že prečo nemáte mastné tie ruky, a potom, že vlastne, lebo to sa absorbuje.
Okay, and I tell them, that's the answer, but that's not the answer.
To nie je odpoveď.
Okay, then we start, okay, because, and they'll give me some answers, none of them is right, because they don't know. Why would they know? I didn't know.
Potom vlastne dávajú rôzne odpovede, prečo si myslia, že vlastne nemajú tie mastné ruky, nikto nevie, väčšinou sú všetci nesprávni.
And I tell them, because these are not oils.
Pretože, a oni potom povedali, že toto nie sú oleje.
It's kind of like, it's more close to somewhere between alcohol and oil, the chemistry. It's not, that's why not oil.
Tá chémia, to zloženie je niečo bližšie medzi alkoholom a olejom.
Yes, so I usually when I do a class, okay, I have these and I give it to people. Oh, you're smart, I'll give it to you. Now, I love this, you know, any of you know On Guard?
Poznáte všetci On Guard?
So at this point, you know, I usually start with wild orange, or in the past couple of months I started doing my classes with bergamot.
Takže väčšinou začínal
Who's new here?
pomarančom,
ale
teraz už väčšinou začína s bergamotom.
Honestly, we don't do classes like this. What I do, we gather together like in a circle, you know, around us. But if you have people next to you who are new, ask them, are you? Look left to right. Are you?
Pozrite sa doprava, že či je niekto ako nový.
Who's new?
Kto je tu nový?
Who's new with you? Brand new? No
idea.
Okay, see, look at her. Please take care of her, can you? Give her some oils.
Hej, môžete sa, ak ste videli toho,
kto je
nový a ste vedľa, mohli by ste sa o neho prosím postarať a dať mu vyskúšať nejaké oleje, pretože naše triedy sú také, že my nikdy takto nesedíme, ako teraz si sedí tu, ale väčšinou ideme do kolečka, aby ste boli všetci vedľa seba a vlastne, aby ste si mohli podávať tie oleje a vlastne starať sa jeden od druhého.
By the way, I myself, so the bergamot is incredible, especially if you put it into a glass of water, if you have the means and the time or whatever, a small glass of water, 2 drops, and tell them, don't drink this.
Takže čo teraz to, čo väčšinou robí na svojich hodinách, že dáte ľuďom vodu a dajú do toho prekvapí bergamotu a
and you guys have bergamot? You You have bergamot? You have?
Máte tu niekto bergamot? Aby ste si ho vyskúšali, kto chcete vyskúšať bergamot?
Bergamot? You have bergamot?
Máte bergamot? Kto chcete bergamot
You
vyskúšať?
have bergamot? This is amazing. You have bergamot? You have?
Nie.
Sure. No, you don't.
Máte tu niekto bergamot?
Make sure you leave
Okay,
this on
it's
because
okay.
I'm doing a class in the afternoon.
Yeah,
So
it's okay. She just said it.
Yeah, okay, sure, let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Takže bude vám kolovať bergamot.
Now, do you know why people and they sit there, okay, and they're not drinking it?
A teraz si predstavte tých ľudí, že im tam dal do vody tie dve páčky bergamotu a povedal, že nepíte to. Tak oni tam sedia a nesmú to piť.
But the best part is that they smell it.
Ale tá najlepšia vec na tom je, že ale už to cítia.
And that's amazing because bergamot, and any of you know which tea has become worldwide very famous because of bergamot?
Takže bola otázka, že či viete, že ktorý čaj sa nás stal najslavnejší na svete, ktorý je z bergamotu.
She said that. That's Earl Grey. Now, Earl Grey is a crappy tea. That's actually a garbage tea.
A je to v podstate zlý čaj.
It is. Because the tea itself, you know, in a bag, you know, Earl Grey, if you know anything about the tea, if you buy these pre-packaged, that's most of them are, you know, that's garbage. The real tea is not saved for brands like that. But it has become famous because of bergamot.
OK, takže vy asi poznáte, že ak je to nasačkované, tak v podstate to, čo už je v tom, je len odpad. Lebo normálny, reálny, poriadny čaj sa nedáva do týchto sáčkov. Ale ostal slávny práve kvôli tomu, že tam je bergamot.
So they sit there, okay, and they have their glasses and they can't drink it. They don't know what it is, don't drink this. This is poison. What can this?
Takže oni tam sedia s tou vodou, pri sebe, s tými kvapkami a nesmú to piť.
But the smell is going up.
Ale ide hore to.
And I tell them, okay, everybody see that. Now smell it a few times.
A teraz im povieš, že
This is really amazing. Now,
všetci to je úžasné.
make sure you watch their reaction. Okay, there's always one or two in a class who are like, this is amazing. You can see the change.
A teraz vy sledujete ich reakciu, pretože vždy je tam dvaja ľudia, ktorí povedia, že
Yes.
úžasné
You know, bergamot has that. You know, it can. You know, it's excellent for stress relief, a lot of things.
A bergamot je úžasný na uvoľnenie stresu.
And then I tell them, okay, now I drink it all weekend. Yes, I'm drinking. That's how we start. Like a little tea time.
A potom im povie, dobre, čo môžete vypiť, že môžeme, tak sa napijú a v podstate začínajú takto.
Okay, and one thing I do, I see it on video. Now, you don't have to do this, but I never, ever, in the past 2 years, I never had a class, and she knows that we've done classes together.
A vy toto nemusíte takto robiť, to, čo vám teraz povie, ale že on to tak robievame tie spolu.
Which I see it on videos, and people pass the oils around like, oh, here's the oil. I don't do that.
On toto nerobí, že ľudia chodia okolo a
What I do,
to je ten olej.
what we do, I make sure that they put it on their skin.
To, čo ja robím,
All of
ja
them.
som si istý, aby to dali na svoju
I don't know anything about that. No reaction in my past 2 years. Nobody had reaction ever about any of the oils.
Keď toto robili, že v podstate nikdy tam nebola tá reakcia.
So don't.
A reakcia na pokožke, sorry.
I suggest don't just pass it around. Make sure that you use it. You know, as if make sure and I have my sequence. Okay, usually that.
Takže buďte si istí, že si to každý dá na tú pokožku a že si to vyskúšajú, že to naozaj ale takže si to do kovačka. A potom nastupuje existencia.
I start, you know, with a hand wash, for example, wild orange or bergamot, good hand wash.
Takže začni niečím, čo sú dobré na umytie rúk, napríklad divoký pomaranč.
And then I have the lavender on the other side, so I pass it on. I always show them. Make sure you show them here.
A potom
Pass it on.
dáte
No
na vašu
smell
stranu.
on your skin.
Takže nevoňajte, dajte si to na vašu kožu.
It has a much better effect, and please don't forget it. They're gonna take it home with them.
A lebo to má potom lepší efekt a buďte si istí, že si zoberú tú lavandu zo sebou domov.
Okay, any of you who are new here, make sure you smell lavender. By the way, if you go to Poland, those guys don't have lavender. It's strange.
Buďte si istí teraz, že čo ste tu noví, že ovoniate lavandu, dá sa vám teraz kolovať. A je veľmi divné, že napríklad Poliaci nemajú radi lavandu. I will share my experience from Asia.
Yes.
A zase v Ázii tí extrémne sú závislí na lavandu. they extremely love lavender.
Yes,
in
Asians probably did. But
Yeah.
if you go to Poland, in my class, which is very rare, if you know that somebody doesn't like lavender. But you have like 3 people, I don't like lavender.
Yeah.
Okay, me too. Oh.
Málo keď sa stane, že niekto nemá rád levandulu, ale že zrovna v tej Varšave sa dostalo, že dokonca traja, že ale ja nemám rád levandulu.
So what's wrong with you people?
Takže sa pýtaš, čo je s vami?
And it turns out, okay, that they have a sleeping problem. Huge up in, I don't know what's up in Poland, there in Warsaw, everybody can sleep.
A potom sa vlastne z toho vyklúlo to, že všetci traja majú veľký problém so spánkom.
Now, and lavender, and somehow I found it, if somebody resists an oil, okay, they usually have a problem related to that. And it's funny enough, I think they do have a problem, a sleeping problem.
A to, čo vlastne na čo došiel, že väčšinou, keď vám naozaj niektorý olej nevoní, tak tam máte nejaký problém. Že
Okay.
máte toto problém.
That's very typical with Zengest.
Je to veľmi typické so Zengestom.
Okay, I think 90% of the time it worked for me when, you know, because Zengest, when I start using the natural solutions, you know.
Takže 90% jemu to fungovalo, keď začal tieto prírodné veci používať.
The first blend I use is Zengest,
Takže to bola prvá smes, ktorú on použil.
and I show them this, okay, go like this, pass it on,
Toto urobil.
pass it on,
Robte toto isté, čo on vám povedal, so Zengestom. A dajte si to na jazyk.
and then those, oh, this is really bad, I can't handle this.
A veľa ľudí robí, že to je hnusné, toto fakt nemôžem robiť.
Do you have a digestion problem?
A tak sa hneď opýtam, máte problémy s trávením?
90% of the time, oh yes, I have a bad digestion.
90% ľudí povie áno, mám
I don't know how
problém.
it is, experts, is this something that you found? Is this something that you
Otázka
know?
na expertov, že či to takto
Don't use my
je,
digest.
či takto...
Okay, you can use it, but I'm going to do a class, and the last thing is one, I will do when there's no.
Opýtal sa, že či experti vedia, prečo to je, že keď tam naozaj niečo nevodí, že tam je ten problém. Tiež to pozorujete?
Is this something, I don't know, is this something that you've realized that if somebody resists an oil, you know, they have a big problem.
Takže Maťka k tomu povie, Martina will tell.
No, je to pravda. Práve včera som mala ale opačný skúsenosť, že keď niekomu veľmi voňal olej zase, a som sa opýtala, že ktorý, a bola to meta, a ten človek sa zároveň pýtal, prečo mi tak strašne voňa tá meta, a ja hovorím, že to je preto, lebo potrebujete pauzu, potrebujete zvoliť tempo. A sedelo to absolútne. Deje sa to aj pri prípadoch, kedy ten olej absolútne nevonia. Vždycky, keď olej vyvolá nejakú veľkú reakciu, či už pozitívnu alebo negatívnu, znamená to, že to oslavuje ten problém, ktorý máme, len tam je otázka, či sme pripravení ho riešiť. Keď ten olej nám extrémne nevonia, možno, že sa budeme musieť popracovať buď v kombinácii s kokosovým olejom, alebo v kombinácii s inými vôňami na to, aby sme mohli ten olej použiť.
Excellent. So, thank you so much. Ďakujem. So it's the extreme love and hate, because the extreme love actually means the same thing. Extreme love and hate, you're right.
Môže to byť extrémna láska alebo extrémna nenávisť.
So I always make sure, okay, that they have everything on their skin. So I have first the citrus, and then I have the lavender here,
Vždycky sa uistím, že to
And
máte
I-
na kokoške.
and I always have the cinnamon next.
A vždycky mám ďalšiu škoricu.
Have you ever tasted cinnamon?
Už si niekedy vyskúšala škoricu?
Okay, so this is a new. What is your name? Can I ask?
Aká sa máš?
Anna. So I have Anna here. You're my class.
Áno. Takže Anna je tu a ona je moja
You're gonna
trieda.
get some prize probably. I always give prizes.
Potom vyhráš nejakú
So what I do, okay, I tell them to pass it around. So, you know, some of you can go like this, but don't use a drop. Just a little bit to the top.
A
Okay.
vždycky im poviem,
like
nedávajte
this.
si kvapku, ale len takýmto
Yes.
spôsobom jedine sa toho dotknite a dajte to na jazyk.
Doesn't matter. Pull like this.
A iba toto urob.
Okay, now what do you taste?
A teraz, ako to chutí?
Like cake.
Ako koláč.
Is it strong or weak?
Je to silné alebo slabé?
Mild? Well, then you have your
Príjemné.
test. We are not doing the same thing.
A takto to nerobíme na triede.
You go and move it in your mouth. Yeah.
A poreme si, čo nemalo.
Yeah, sparkling.
A
So like
teraz
this.
cítiť taký nejaký
And mild thing never sparkle. Yes, this is not mild.
Toto určite nie je jemné a nikdy teda na triede väčšinou je taká silná reakcia.
Okay, and then this part I explain. Now she see.
A teraz už je to došlo.
Now she's good. It's mild.
Je to jemné.
Now she's gonna leave and.
A tak ako odíde, aby sa išla napiť.
Okay, so I love cinnamon because everybody loves cinnamon, you know. Cinnamon
Milujem
is great.
škoricu, ale všetci milujeme škoricu, to vieme.
Now, if you have time, you know, and this is the place in Cinnamon where I tell them that there are two reasons why we are here, Anna, today. Really.
A vtedy povie vlastne, že sú tu dva dôvody, prečo tu sú.
Okay, we could talk about every single oils for hours, all the benefits. We are not going to do that.
A môžeme ísť pod jednou cestou, že budeme rozprávať o benefitoch každého oleja, ktorý tu máme. Ale to nebudeme.
The two reasons only we are here. One of them is for you to experience how fresh they are, how lively, how shockingly potent they are.
A my sme tu ale kvôli tomu, aby ste si to vyskúšali na vlastnej koži, to, aké sú čerstvé, ako vedia fungovať teraz a tu.
Okay, and the second,
Tak,
the second, you need some samples. I'm going to give you some samples. The second reason, so you can take it in your home and start using it in your life.
A to druhý dôvod, prečo tu dneska sme, aby ste si zobrali so sebou nejaké vzorky, aby ste si to mohli skúšať doma a použiť to pre svoju rodinu a vedieť to využiť vo svojom okolí.
I always agree on that. Yes, we understand. So you're going to get some samples. So they are looking for where to get, so, you know, they are actually watching, oh, I need this, I need that.
Takže to sa im vždy páčilo a potom začnú rozmýšľať, potrebovali som toto.
Okay, and then they know that. So, but still I tell them just a few benefits, okay? Because we have a good educational program that you can join and learn about them. For example, cinnamon, what is it good for? And just a few things.
Potom rozprávam iba o pár tých benefitoch, čo vám môžu dať napríklad škorica.
Okay, and then I tell them it's really good regulating your blood sugar, for example.
Dobre vám to reguluje cukor v krvi.
You know, it's excellent. And here you know that what's next now. I'm going to tell them we can actually blend cinnamon, and I go into the blend of clove, kreviček. Kreviček? Yeah, I go to Prague. Yeah, I go to Prague.
Yes. There is kreviček.
Yeah, kreviček, yes, I know.
A potom im poviem, že ale my s tou škoricou vieme urobiť aj zmes. A teraz vidím škoricu, klínček is in Slovenčine.
Yes.
Klínček. Yeah, kreviček is Czech.
Yeah, Czech, klínček. What do you understand?
Yeah, sure.
Understand. Okay, so and then rosemary.
A rozmarín.
Okay, and eucalypt, turkey papyrus.
A eukalypt.
Okay, and I have what I missing? Wild orange.
A divoký pomaranč.
So I give it to Anna. This I don't give it to her. But say, so see all these awesome oils right here in my hand.
Teraz to takto ukážem, vidíte tieto nádherné oleje.
By the way, if you are new, okay, do you have some cinnamon on you? So cinnamon.
Vy, čo ste noví, vyskúšali ste si tú škoricu?
If you have new people around you, okay, just let them experience cinnamon just a little bit.
Ak máte okolo seba ľudí, ktorí sú tu noví, prosím, dajte im vyskúšať tú škoricu, nech si ju vyskúšajú.
By the way, if you have time in a class,
ak máte čas na triede,
time, I mean, if there isn't like 10 people, it's usually like if 2 or 3 people are there.
Ak máte čas na triede, je to väčšinou, keď tam máte 2-3 ľudí.
And for example, you're in your home or somebody else's home.
Alebo ste u niekoho doma, alebo u seba doma.
During winter time,
počas zimy.
It's really good to do one thing. You know that cinnamon is not very helpful on your skin, right?
Je veľmi dobré urobiť jednu vec. Viete všetci, že škorica není moc dobré dávať to na vašu pokožku.
Okay, 2 years ago, it's coming up, it's not even 2 years, I started doing my classes in March of 2017. So 2 years now.
Pred 2 rokmi, keď som začal robiť svoje triedy.
When I was talking about cinnamon, it was open and all my hand was like red.
Keď rozprával o škorici, bolo to otvorené, on jak s tým rozprával, tak to bolo po celé jeho ruke.
Okay, but now I learned it, I close it very...
Takže už sa naučil to vždycky sám.
But you can actually give a massage, not you, but you can actually have your guest, okay, in winter time, take off their socks.
Ale v zime, keď tam máte napríklad tých 2-3 ľudí, čo môžete urobiť, dajte im dole ponožku.
A few drops of coconut oil.
Dajte pár kvapiek kokosového oleja.
I explain Anna that our coconut oil is a fractionated coconut oil. Do you know what that means, any of you?
A on vysvetlí teda Anne, že potrebuje tam mať frakcionový kokosový olej.
Meaning that, you know, at down, you know, at a nano level, you know, the carbon lines are chopped up, so they can't. Can you explain?
Že bol strihnutý uhlíkový reťazec, hovorím o nich.
I have somewhere here. I got it somewhere. I have always oil on me.
Vždycky ho má so sebou, tak ho práve hľadá. Tak jak hľadá handwash, ktorý včera rozdal.
You should have. So,
maybe you just give it to someone again. Takže zase ho nemá, si ho niekomu
so it's very good now in winter time, okay, that 4, 5, 6 drops of coconut oil on the palm, so we are holding out their palms.
Takže takto v zime dáte napríklad 6 kvapiek oleja na ruku, pozeraj teraz na nohu, že či si už dala dole ponožku.
Maybe you should do this. You could actually do this if you want to.
Ak chceš, môžeš to urobiť, daj si dole
Let's get
ponožku.
some coconut oil.
Máš tu kokosový olej? No.
Anyone has coconut oil?
Máte tu niekto kokosový olej?
I have.
Áno.
I have. So look at what you can do in the winter.
Takže pozrite sa, čo môžete urobiť v zime. Ona si práve vyzula ponožku pre tú vzadu.
Okay, because don't do it like you can in summertime. You know, use peppermint. Summertime, excellent.
V lete dávajte peppermint.
Okay, when I was in I think it's July, I was in Romania. And it was so hot. Okay, I said I need a shower.
A bolo veľmi horko, takže hovorím, že ja to nemôžem robiť, ja potrebujem sprchu.
I had classes every day, like in a places. I don't know if you've been to Romania. It's like getting from one place to another is a headache. You know, so it takes hours. There's no like proper roads.
Boli to šialené dni, pretože tam malo veľa tried a neviem, či ste boli v Rumunsku, ale dostať sa z jednoho miesta na druhé, že to je fakt, že migréna.
Yeah, like from going to Cluj-Napoca to Orada, you know, it's like it was so hot. So I need a shower. So it was a hotel. So I went up. You know, I took a shower. I said, "Can I use a room, whatever?" And first time I said, "I know peppermint." So shower. I'm still wet. Okay. 4 or 5 drops of peppermint. Whole body massage. Honestly, it was so good. It was a totally refreshing experience. Totally.
Čo ho napadlo, že čo by ho mohlo ochladiť, dala si 5 kvapiek peppermintu a ešte bol mokrý, tak si to dá na celé telo. Veľmi ho chodila a vlastne osviežil.
Now in winter time you can do the same thing. So what you do, okay, a few drops on your palm right here, okay,
dáte teda na ruku pár kvapiek toho oleja
and a little bit of cinnamon, like
a trošičku škorice.
okay, maybe 2 drops. And be careful, don't put it anywhere else, just on the bottom of your feet. Massage the bottom of your feet, excellent. Really good. Okay. Yeah, massage it, yes, very good, yes. Because the bottom of your feet will not be affected by, otherwise you can actually try it a little bit on your skin. It will be red, not too much, it will be red. Yes, it will be red. And it has a very good warming effect. And at this stage, you know, I explain, it's not only warming effect, you know what it is, a lot of other effects. But here I explain on that, hey, you know what, that actually, that each of them has their own quality, but they come together for a very special reason.
Že všetky z týchto, ktoré mi ukázal, majú špeciálnu kvalitu, ale spoločne sú kvôli jednej veci.
And here I have my trick, you know, which I don't know if you are using, I hope you are using the wild orange, the small bottles.
Ja teda dúfam, že používate divoký pomaranč, tie malé flaštičky.
Which I always have on me.
Ktoré mám tiež so sebou.
Okay, it's right here, okay? Because I tell them, I'll tell Anna, this is for you.
Teraz povieš, že toto je pre teba.
If you remember these,
ak si pamätáš tieto,
okay, what this product is made of,
z čoho to je urobené?
the blend, if you blend them together,
keď z nich urobíš smes,
I'm going to give you this.
Aha, tak ja ti dám toto.
And then during the whole class, she was eyeballing that. Oh, I need that, I need that.
A teraz oni tam celú dobu na to pozerajú, že to potrebujem.
Okay, so if you blend them together, they will become on guard.
Takže keď ich dáte všetky dokopy, urobíte z toho zmes, ktorá sa volá on guard.
Still a very pure, you know, sometimes I'm sure you know that. People are many times like, so isn't there anything like there's no modification, there isn't like any, you know, they are shocked that there is nothing in there, just only the blend.
Veľakrát sú ľudia veľmi šokovaní z toho, že v tom není nič iné v tej smesi, ako naozaj iba čisté tieto oleje.
You know, at this time, you know, classes are very personal, and I modify it all the time, depending on who I have had. Sometimes I pull up a video of Dr. Papas. Are you guys using the Dr. Papas video ever? I pull out Papas just for a second.
Takže vždycky tú triedu urobiť tak podľa toho, akí sú tam ľudia. Takže niekedy, keď je tam taká odbornejšia verejnosť, pustí video od doktora Papasa.
And I tell people that it's really tough. Honestly, I use this word, maybe it's not good, but I use it. It's almost 100%. Okay, that if you go out today in a city and if you gather different oils in different stores, none of them will be pure.
V tom videu je vidno, my to potom preložíme to video, aby sme vám ho dali k dispozícii, tam sa vlastne ukazuje, že išli do obchodov a kupovali všetky možné esenciálne oleje a naozaj to podrobili cez rôzne tie mašiny tej analýze a ani jeden jediný z nich nebol čistý.
Because most of those oils are called modified oils.
Veľa z nich, všetky skoro sú modifikované.
Okay, and they have all sorts of things. In fact, there's a better word in English called adulteration. That's actually even worse. It means that it's really poisoned and dirty.
V angličtine na to správne slovo, neviem, ako som použila slovenské, že sú v podstate bančované, hej.
Okay, I pulled up this one expert. The expert explains that these are the machines I used in my lab to analyze oil and all sorts of, the gas and spectral chromatography, right? That's how I use it. Explains all the machines that he used.
Tento doktor Papas a toto video, ktoré on ukazuje, on není v dotere. To je proste samostatný nejaký vedec, ktorý si pozbieral tieto oleje a vlastne ukazuje to, akými to testami prechádza.
If you are taking notes and if you want to put it down, it's Dr. Papa's Amazon Scammers.
Takže poznáte si to, keď tak si nájdete to video.
Don't watch it now, just make a note.
Dr. Papas,
Amazon Scammers.
Amazon.
Now you can change the Amazon word in your mind and everybody's scammers. That's what everybody does.
A to Amazon môžete dať preč, dáte tam ze všetkých.
So, Anna, Dr. Papas is an expert. These are the machines, incredible equipment that he used to analyze oils.
Takže Anna.
Break it down.
Anna, Dr. Papas ti ukazuje, že tu má všetky tieto mašiny, ktoré to analyzujú tie oleje.
And the Dr. Papas purchased two brands, highest, incredible, all two brands. Both of them said, he shows it on video, that, remember what he says, pure essential oils, therapeutic level, everything, just like the usual. The people trust, right?
A vyťahol proste tie flaštičky, kde je presne napísané 100% čisté, biokvalita.
Okay, and then he analyzes. He shows the whole video. He breaks it down to all molecules, all the chemistry you can see.
A vlastne v celom tom videu vidíte, ako ide naozaj molekula po molekule, že to analyzuje.
Now be surprised, both of them, okay, at least half of them is synthetic.
A používa tie oleje a polovička z nich boli syntetické.
Now, and I tell Anna that if you want, you can actually do that. Go and find, reveal all the oils that you find, all of them are adulterated.
Takže povie Anie, že chodí do nejakého obchodu a kúp si nejaký olej, ale uvidíš, že úplne všetky budú nejakým spôsobom dorobené.
Now, please don't argue with the shop owner because they have no clue.
A poprosím vás, nehádajte sa potom s majiteľom toho obchodu, lebo oni nevidia.
How would they have a clue? They don't know what it is. They just, they have a good intention and they order, it says, on their site, pure, therapeutic grade, 100%, all that. Of course they order. They're nice people, don't argue with them.
Oni sú tiež, to sú dobrí ľudia. Oni vám tiež chcú dať veľa, oni idú na tie websajty a tam si nájdu, že to je vlastne 100% olej, toľko to stojí, tak ho oni objednajú.
Okay, but I explained to Anna that it's really bad what's out there.
Ale ja vysvetlím Ane, že to, čo je vonku, je fakt zle.
Because you know what it takes? It takes a lot of ethics and integrity to make pure essential oils. Huge.
A viete, ono to zahrňa extrémne veľa etiky.
If ethics and integrity.
A integrity.
You know that for any of us, for any of us, okay, even you or I with small knowledge, I could make probably 2 times of this, okay, without you realizing it. You would never know. If I could adulterate this, and you would never know.
Že keby som, že ja tiež, alebo takových nás to môžeme ako upraviť a nikdy sa to nedozviete.
It's really easy, that's everybody does it.
To je to, čo vlastne všetci ostatní robia, že oni to odpančujú, ale vy sa to proste nikdy nedozviete.
Now, doTERRA has a different integrity, and that's why I really suggest that you go to their conventions, you meet the founders. I had the privilege, I flew to Utah, and I spent 1 hour with 4 founders every single day. So. Look into my eye, I want to know what the truth is.
A preto vlastne doTERRA má inú tú integritu. A preto aj on si to išiel overiť, išiel do toho Utah, stretol sa vlastne s tými majiteľmi a potom sa im dohočí, že povedz mi naozaj, že či to je čisté.
So it's really easy, and that's why even with good intentions, it's really almost impossible to find good oils. But doTERRA has a process, okay, they keep it pure, and they source it in the best location.
Takže to, čo je ten rozdiel, je naozaj, že potrebujete si zistiť, aká je tam tá integrita. A že vlastne to, čo nájdete vonku, málo kedy je naozaj také čisté. A je to aj o tom, aký má proces toho sortovania a pretože berúte olej vlastne z celého toho sveta.
Okay, now, and I show Anna that if you blend them together, beautiful oils, they become on guard.
Takže ukáže, že keď dá dokopy tie oleje, ktoré
I give it to her and
tak sa z toho
taste
stane
it.
ongar.
Same thing.
Znova jej to dá.
Don't be afraid, all of them.
Aby to vyskúšala, zase si to dá na jazyk.
The first, very good smell.
Najprv
Good.
to ovoňala, potom to dá na jazyk.
Now, is it weak?
A je to
No,
slabé?
everybody's like, oh,
Yeah.
very good. And then here I explain, okay, that on guard, what it means, because one thing I teach people here at this point,
A vtedy im vlastne povie, že
okay,
vidíte, lebo to je on guard a to má také zloženie.
is that with essential oils, you find yourself in a situation which is impossible outside of oils.
Takže s týmito esenciálnymi olejmi v podstate sa dostanete do situácie, ktorú v podstate neviete inde zažiť.
And that is, okay, that essential oils and these blends are very, very powerful.
Takže tieto
I mean, like,
esenciálne
really powerful.
oleje aj zmesi sú veľmi, veľmi mocné.
They can affect you, they can have the results within minutes.
A vedia vás ovplyvniť a viete tam vidieť výsledok v minútach.
Just for a second, let me stop.
A teraz na chvíľku ma necháte.
Okay, I have a UK group, so I was doing an online training on 9 p.m. last Thursday.
Minulý štvrtok som robil o 9. online tréning so svojou anglickou skupinou.
And one of the moms, we saw, I can't come out here. I got some kind of bacterial virus on my throat. I'd love to see your presentation. Maybe I hear, I feel bad. That's what she texted me, in the chat box.
A jedna baba mu hovorila, že ju strašne boli hrdlo, že teda asi si ho pozrie, ale že strašne boli hrdlo.
And then because I know this new group, I said, have you actually used oregano?
A on, keďže je to nová skupina, tak sa jej pýta,
Because I think
skúšala si oregano?
Because I think she sent me that, I used On Guard and whatever. I said, have you used oregano?
A on jej teda povedal, že ona mu napísala, že použila som On Guard, nejaké oleje a on hovorí, že mám, skúšala si oregano?
Yes, of course.
Ona, že to mám, samozrejme.
In fact, we have one product.
A vlastne máme jeden produkt, ktorý má určite v jeho taške.
Yes, it's somewhere here, I know.
Niekde ho tam má.
It's called
Tak to
On
vyzerá
Guard.
vždycky na triedách.
A second time. Oh, right here. I took it out. It's called On Guard Plus.
Volá sa to On Guard Plus.
Remember, we are the On Guard. That's the subject.
Takže
On
ak
Guard.
si pamätáte, zrovna sme hovorili o tom oleji On Guard,
You just tasted it.
ktorý sme vyskúšali.
And I tell her that, hey, make sure that you use this and pop it and then let it flow down because it has oregano.
A pretože v týchto kapsulkách je naviac ešte aj to oregano, takže poviem, že daj si toto a prepustí.
And at the end of the webinar,
A na konci webináru,
she on her said, guys, in 1 hour I feel much better.
a ona na
I
konci
said, it's incredible.
toho webináru,
Yes.
tam napísala, že decka, ja sa cítim oveľa lepšie už po 1 hodine.
And I use the video in 1 second. I'm going to show Anna. In my class, I always show people the On Guard Melaleuca video. Are you guys using that? The On Guard Melaleuca video?
Potom vlastne vždycky ukazuje na tej triede
Always.
to video, kde je čajovník s oregánom, akým spôsobom pôsobí. Videli ste to video?
I always use it. Every single class, I always
My to
use it.
vždycky používame, pretože
Anyway.
krásne vysvetľuje, jak to pôsobí na tej yes.
It's one of the leaders maybe. Yeah. I'll show you in a second. It's not doTERRA. So let's come back. So I teach people that their essential oils are very effective, powerful, and they have an effect within minutes.
Takže ukazujem, že esenciálne oleje sú silné, mocné a že dokážu vás ovplyvniť za
Okay.
minúty.
Powerful, potent,
Silné,
really fast effect.
silné, kvalitné a veľmi
Okay.
rýchly efekt.
But they are safe.
A sú ešte aj
That's the key word.
bezpečné.
Good, thank you. Please help her because it's hard to
Yeah.
follow me. I know. I usually use about 2 translations if I do a presentation.
Yeah.
But we can keep up with it.
But I
What
know
oil
some
do we
right
need?
here.
What oil do we need?
Že aké olej teraz potrebujem, aby som ešte stíhala stále prekladať. I think some frankincense would be good.
Yes, and so maybe some rosemary. Sometimes when I have time, remember we are talking about On Guard, and On Guard, one of the ingredients is called rosemary.
A jeden rozmarín je tiež súčasťou On Guardu, takže mi navrhol, že možno, že rozmarín.
Okay, and use it. And rosemary is excellent because it has the same effect as a coffee would have.
A že má rovnaký účinok
4
ako
times.
káva.
4 times. Okay, do you know rosemary? This is incredible. So I teach people that if you want to ditch coffee, this is an excellent way to ditch coffee.
OK, teraz môžem rozprávať rýchlejšie. You can talk quicker.
That's right. So it's excellent to ditch coffee because rosemary will actually raise your heartbeat just like a coffee would.
Rozmarín vám zvýši tepovú frekvenciu, ako by to urobila káva.
And it's excellent for mental focus.
A je výborný na mentálne sústredenie.
Now, I was about a year and a half ago, and Olivier, you know that, János arranged in a university. I was in a university, and I had all these electrodes on my head, right here.
Pred rokom a pol išiel na univerzitu a dali mu také tie elektrody na celú hlavu.
Okay, true story, I was there. In fact, we had five of us actually went there every week. Incredible. So I had all these electrodes.
A je to vlastne naozaj to, čo zažil, že v piati tam chodili týždeň a dávali si tie elektrody.
Almost 70-year-old professor, okay, who's been doing tests, who's got like 5 laptops attached.
70-ročný pán,
Okay.
vedec, im robil tie testy.
Okay, as soon as I did this with rosemary,
Keď toto urobil s rozmarínom,
you could see on a computer that my mental focus started rising. Like this, you know,
toto robilo na počítači, že hneď jeho mentálne vibrácie ako išli takto rýchlo hore.
And he said, in sport, because he was a sport professional. He works at the University of in Budapest in a sport university.
Na nejakej športovej univerzite pracuje, takže hneď ho nahovoril, že ale...
So he was like, this is incredible because you know how hard that is and how important for somebody who's preparing for Olympics, whatever, to have their razor sharp mental focus. And this is incredible. Raise by 30%. That's awesome.
A že vieš, keď to je dôležité, aby niekto, kto sa napríklad pripravuje na olympijské hry, aby vedel zamerať svoju pozornosť a toto ide veľmi rýchlo hore, že to je úžasné.
So I explain Anna that here you find yourself in a realm, in an area that is totally safe.
A teraz vlastne tu im vlastne vysvetľujem, že tu sme úplne v bezpečí.
Which is not true if you go out there, okay, and if you think about, I am not against medicine, and doTERRA is, by the way, doTERRA is not against medication or medicine at all.
A inak, aby ste vedeli, doTERRA nie je proti medicíne, ani proti žiadnym
But
takýmto veciam.
what they tell you and tell people, before you go and take, for example, some kind of medication, why don't you try what nature can do? That's a step number 1. Try it.
To, čo ti povedia, že predtým, než ideš von a použiješ nejaké lieky, prečo nevyskúšaš najprv?
And I love that attitude. I love that approach.
Milujem tento postoj.
And that's, but with some medication, think about something that is powerful, potent, and has a very fast effect, would that be safe if you think about it?
Takže keď rozmýšľate v tom, že keby ste si išli pre nejaký liek, ktorý má všetky tie dobré veci, o ktorých sme si hovorili, že sú bezpečné, že sú potentné a že veľmi rýchlo zaberú, myslíte, že niečo z toho vonku je bezpečné?
But with doTERRA's oils, you're safe.
Ale to, čo keď užívate doTERRA, tak bezpečí.
Here at this stage, I teach people the On Guard as a sub-brand. How awesome, because we have our hand wash, and I use wash. Did you ever wash our hands in your class? I think we did, right? Not in your class, okay, well, depends where I am.
It was a long time ago you were...
Usually I use some of the presentations when I have a translator, remember? I modify my presentation because I can't do all the stuff when I have a translator.
Niekedy, keď mám prekladateľa, tak nerobí presne takto tie triedy, ako vám to teraz hovorila, lebo treba tam niektoré veci preskočiť.
So here I explain about our toothpaste.
Takže ja potom rozprávam hlavne o tej rade On Guard, o našej zubnej paste.
And I tell them our toothpaste it doesn't have any mint in it, probably for homeopathic reason, I guess. No mint.
Že nemá žiadny peppermint, asi kvôli nejakým homeopatickým.
So I tell them, make sure, because I always give samples,
Vždycky im dá určite vzorky tej zubnej pasty.
I always give the toothpaste sample. I'm giving it to my class right here.
Ja to teda dávam vždycky všetkým na mojej triede, takže Anna dostala.
And I tell her that this is excellent, natural, all that, but this is not minty.
Úžasná, že je prírodná, nie sú tam žiadne tie.
So that's why, if you want to have this minty, try this.
Takže ak chcete tam mať peppermint, tak vyskúšaj toto.
How's that? It's peppermint. You can taste a little bit of minty. Okay.
Takže vyskúšaj si to zase.
Now, is there anyone new here?
Niekto nový, kto chce vyskúšať peppermint?
Very good. Just smell peppermint. It's really incredible. Just smell it.
Vyskúšajte, kto ho ešte nevyskúšal. Prihláste sa, kto ho chce vyskúšať, ešte ho nevyskúšal. Prečo nedáva peppermint? Nie, on hovorí, že v tej zubnej paste nie je, asi kvôli tým homeopatickým, ale komu to tam chýba, tomu dá ten olej vyskúšať.
What does it remind you? Like, how does it?
A ako to na teba pôsobí?
Príjemne. I don't know that word. I know Spuzina, I know Boeing, I know Kilo, I don't know what is it? Príjemne, what is that?
It's nice.
Yeah, what else?
Čo ešte? Čo tam ešte cítiš? A je to silné? Je to dobré? Máš to rád?
Kde máte tam tu rozmarínu? Rozmarín?
So this is excellent time when I give.
Toto je výborný čas na to, že keď dám.
I tell Anna that our toothpaste is not minty, but this is what you can do.
A takže povie Anne, že naša zubná pasta tam nemá.
Ale on má.
Tak on to rozpráva, tak?
I always have these on me. Remember, at the end, this is when I spend 1 hour with these small wires. Have you seen this?
A potom mám vždycky na konci tieto vzorky.
Okay, and I tell her, not at this point or later, but once we finish, make sure that if you wish that you're an incredible spare with, have you tasted this? Okay, is it good? Do you like it? Like shaving cream. Okay, chewing gum. Okay, so you can have, drops in this.
Potom im dáte do vzorky, dajú do toho, keď do pačov, dajú do toho
Okay, and keep this next to your toothbrush.
A povie, že nech si to nechá vedľa svojej zubnej krpky.
So when you have the On Guard cream, disposed on your toothbrush,
môžeš to tam
one drop,
ešte pridať
incredible.
a bude
That's
to
what I always
ešte
do.
viacej osviežujúce.
So, so I explain On Guard, and then I move on, which we're not going to have time now. But what I do, I always show at this point around. This is about, if it's a proper class, it's about, right now it's about 15 minutes, maybe 20, maybe 15. And this is a time for them. And, yes, this is a time for them to show the effect of balance, and I make sure that I give them balance. I'm not online, honestly, but here you can see that. Have you seen what balance does to the blood? Have you seen that video? Have you seen the video? Okay, now, but I was thorough enough actually when I did it myself. So this is my own hand, my own blood I gave.
Takže to, čo teraz on im ukazuje to video, to je on urobil sám na sebe, takže je to jeho vlastná ruka, jeho vlastná krv.
So I gave my own blood for this test.
Takže dal vlastnú krv na tento test.
I show Anna, if I can go online, I show Anna that what it did to my blood in 1 minute.
A ukáže Anne, že čo to urobilo s jeho krvou.
Here we can see it.
Na tej triede.
So I show that, this is my own hand. I did, the 1 drop blood analysis. You know what that is, blood?
Že zobrali mu jednu kvapku krvi, to je analýza jednej kvapky krvi.
And here you can see that my blood result is not very pretty. It's stuck together, all the red cells.
A tu môžete vidieť, že hneď na tom prvom obrázku, že ten jeho krvný obraz je dosť hnusný, že je to celé také z sebe.
And then I administered 2 drops, on the bottom of my feet. You can see. Balance. It's called the Balance. It's a harmony brand.
Je to zmes harmonie.
Brings incredible balance and harmony to your mind, and also it has a good physical effect, like here.
Má výborný fyzický efekt, ale vám to dá aj vyrovnanie emočné.
Okay, and then I show that and then we waited 1 minute.
A počkali sme 1 minútu.
I explain here all the time that
potom rozprávam.
When I put it on my bottom of my feet, then I smelled it 3-4 times, and then I spent some time on why we smell.
Takže dá sa to na tie nohy, potom to niekoľkokrát ovonia.
Because I made her smell everything, but she doesn't know why, right?
A počas toho, čo sa to čaká, tak je
And then I explained that how your smell is your only sense that is not controlled by your brain. And people don't know that. I didn't know that.
A vtedy jej aj vysvetľujem, že všetko, čo ty voniaš, tak nevieš ovládať svojou hlavou.
So you can see me, right?
Takže
When you see me,
vidíš ma.
okay, your eyeball, you know, the light goes through and it goes straight into your brain, and your brain analyzes and makes information and processes it.
Takže ty, keď sa na mňa pozrieš, tak vlastne cez
Your touch, same thing, your touch.
tvojho mozgu a tvoj mozog to nejakým spôsobom sprocesuje. To isté je s tvojim dotykom.
When I touch you, same thing.
Keď sa ťa dotknem, tak je to isté,
Hearing.
že to ide do toho mozgu, aj cez
But your nose,
že to nejak spracováva váš mozog.
but your nose is not connected. It bypasses your cortex.
Ale nos s tým není spojené.
So you can affect your limbic system.
Takže to má vplyv na váš limbický systém.
Can you tell them what that is? Just a few words. How it affect your limbic system?
Limbický systém, ako to môže...
The smell. You need an organic smell, and it will bypass your brain. You can raise your blood sugar. You know, the limbic system is sorry.
Funguje to tak, že to sliznici, príjmajú signál a tento ako keby čuchové vnemy sa dostávajú prostredníctvom tej nosovej sliznice do vnútorných častí nosa a cez nos potom preniká vôňa do mozgu. A sú to rôzne molekuly, maličké, ktoré dokážu preniknúť vônkové bariéry. Čiže prenikajú veľmi ľahko našimi štruktúrami a dostávajú sa až priamo do mozgu. Nesúvisia s našim vnímaním a s našim ovplyvňovaním jednoducho samé.
Yes. So the limbic system, you explain. Anyone knows the limbic system?
Tak je to systém, ktorý ovplyvňuje naše emócie, pocity a vnímanie.
Not only emotion, you know, everything anything that you cannot control, you know, by your mind. So it's not consciously controlled. It's not conscious, so you can affect that, you know, by smell. So here I smelled and I waited 1 minute. Anna, look at that. One more drop. Look at my blood. See the difference? You see the difference now? How nice that is, right? So this blood obviously can carry oxygen much better. It's just a more harmonized. This is how your blood looks like when you relax, when you have a lot of water, well fed.
Takto vyzerá váš krvný obraz, keď ste relaxovaní, keď máte dosť vody a vlastne to sa udialo po 1 minúte toho, čo použil sme balans.
Excellent. So at this point I explain people where we use the oils because we have no clue.
V tejto chvíli poviem ľuďom, že kde všade môžete používať tie oleje, pretože oni nevedia.
Okay, and I go through, you know, the bottom of your feet, why, we have the answer for why, and forearm, wrist, this part of your ear, smell. So, since they are dressed up usually, you know, not in summer, everybody puts it on their feet, but here, I just give it to Anna here.
Zime sú väčšinou oblečení, takže v lete si
like this.
dať rôzne, keď sú.
Okay. Anyone balance? You guys, new people have balance? Try it.
Noví, môžete si vyskúšať balans? Máte balans?
Give it back to me, we are going to go to class.
Prosím, že akurát mi to vrátite, lebo ide potom na triedu, tak rovnako nehľadal, že čo to všetko nechal.
Okay, so balance right here.
Takže balans.
Very good. See, one movement, excellent, this one.
Presne, že stačí jeden.
Okay, and then Anna spent about, you know, 2 or 3 smell.
A potom 2-3 krát to tisíce.
Oh, excellent. You have balance? You don't have a... Experiment, okay. Yeah, so you pass my balance, but give it back to me because I need a class. I'm in a class later.
Prosím, iba potom vrátiť ten balans, čo dal do plena, lebo má potom triedu a potrebuje ho tam.
And here, you could explain to Anna, it's a little bit oily, and why we have coconut oil instead of the lamp, because of the skin, the spreading is much easier and better and more effective.
Takže a potom vlastne vysvetlujeme, prečo v niektorých smesiach je aj kokosový olej, pretože keď to vlastne dáte na kokošku, tak to vlastne má dlhší ten vplyv, ktorý pomáša potom do tej krvi.
Exactly. So finally, when I get into the last part of the class,
potom ide už teda jedna záverečná časť tej triedy.
Is it needed to use with balance coconut oil?
či je nutné dávať dokopy balans s...
It's pre-blended. It's all coconut oil in there.
It's inside.
Yes, inside, yes. Yeah. And you know, just for your information, if you are doing any sports, I work closely with University of the Sport and also with crossfitters and triathletes, very close.
On veľmi veľa spolupracuje s crossfiťakmi a so športovcami z univerzity.
Now, this here, because the balance will structurize your blood, okay, it has a huge effect on sports, especially that has to carry oxygen fast and carry lactic acid back. Very effective.
Spôsobí, on to všetkým dáva, pretože to veľmi rýchlo vám dá do tela vlastne oxygén, kyslík,
Yes.
a veľmi rýchlo dáva preč tú
yes, a very good question. This is my passion and hobby. I do sports a lot, and I work with a lot of. I'm testing it on people. Amazing. I mean, you don't need to tell them twice. So before you, and even my sons, I got 3 sons. You know, they play basketball. They will turn back. Oh, I forgot my balance because they feel the difference. Now, this is what you do. This is what you do, okay? The best blend, which we have so far, just a few of them. So as you're preparing to do your sport, okay, you first have balance. Preferably on the bottom of your feet.
Najlepšie dať to dole na
on the bottom of your feet. If not, then try to use it, you know, everywhere on forearm, here, okay, anywhere, on your spine. Balance. Okay, I've got one. Do you guys have CrossFit? You know, it's very tough. One guy I have. Okay, he's in 2 years he's been winning a lot of events, and every training, every competition, he's doing oils. That's all he does. Oils. He loves it. Measurable difference. Okay, so balance, and then the second is rosemary. Okay, you can actually have rosemary and spearmint or peppermint is a mixture because they actually enhance the quality. So peppermint and rosemary.
Rosemary s peppermintom alebo so spearmintom, to vám tiež to môžete tiež dokopy, že sa to vzájemne veľmi dobre doplňa a podporuje.
Or you can have as addition, or if you want to, a little bit of motivation. The motivate oil. Motivate has a kind of like a similar.
A môžete si ešte k tomu pridať tú zmes motivate pred
yes.
sportom.
Now, what else helps is a smart and sassy, very good. A few drops under your tongue before you do any sports, very good.
Ešte je výborné dať si smart and sassy na jazyk, predtým než idete robiť nejaký šport.
Cypress. So these are the blends. So most of us have like a pre-blended pre-workout where we have blended together like balance, cypress, rosemary, peppermint.
Väčšina z nich, oni už majú, si robia tie zmesy už pred tým športom a všetky tieto oleje si tam dajú dopredu do.
Okay, and then you're there, it's preparing, put it everywhere and smell. Now, you see the difference. Incredible.
Potom okamžite vidíte ten rozdiel, podľa mňa to musí byť dobre cítiť potom na telocvične.
I do that many times, just give it to some people who are doing sports. Hey, test this, just, you know, all safe. I wanna hear your opinion now, and they'll tell you their opinion. Especially if there is oxygen intake.
Potom vlastne, keď sú tam nejakí noví, tak hneď mu to dajú vyskúšať, až vyskúšaj si to, chcem vedieť tvoj názor, aké to je, keď si to na seba dáš, a oni hneď vidia ten rozdiel.
Okay, now, just the last part, so we're going to finish.
A už budeme končiť, posledná vec.
Here I get into the natural solutions, you know, the home essential kit, pretty much.
Takže vlastne prejdeme si celý ten základnú lekárnicu.
So I explain on, okay, digestion problems or anything, you know, with digestion, we have Zengest.
Vysvetlím napríklad problémy s trávením, na to máme Zengest.
Now, please always stop for a second and tell them, this is not only for problem.
A potom tam prosím vždycky zastaňte a povedzte, ale toto není iba na to, keď máte problém.
Okay, don't be like, I'm gonna use Zengest when I have problem. No.
Prosím, nebuďte takí, že budem užívať Zengest iba keď mám problém.
Okay.
Nie.
It enhances, so any given like organ or part of the body that an oil is intended to, like Zengest is for tummy, stomach. It enhances that body part, energizes, it gives a good function.
Energetizuje to, dáva to správnu funkciu.
Okay? So don't only use this. Use this, every once in a while, just a little bit, maybe evening. Many people, and here, that sometimes I spend time on functional medicine a little bit, not too much.
Sem tam stráviť čas na funkčnej medicíne.
But functional medicine, they don't recognize illness. For example, somebody, I have headache and
medicína, ona nerozlišuje choroby.
Migraine and headache as a problem, it's an illness.
Migrénu ako chorobu.
And then you go to the doctor, okay, and then the doctor, you get a migraine, and starts treating your migraine.
A potom prídete k doktorovi a hovorí, vy máte migrénu, tak vám začne
Or with depression.
Migrénu, alebo depresiu.
Or any kind. Now, functional fitness works different way. Fitness, functional medicine.
Funkčná medicína funguje úplne inak.
Now, what they do, they don't call it sickness, they call it condition.
A oni to nenazývajú choroba, ale kondícia.
So if somebody has a migraine or headache, that's a condition.
Takže stav. Takže ak má niekto napríklad migrénu, je to stav.
And condition has causes.
A stav, ten niečo ovplyvňuje. Veľa vecí ovplyvňuje tento stav.
Okay, and for example, just general in Western society where we live.
A napríklad, všeobecne táto, kde my vlastne.
Not Indians. Have you ever seen Indian, American Indian? Oh, I got a migraine. Or an Eskimo, or
všeobecne,
migraine.
kde my žijeme.
No, they don't have that. It's Western.
Nie. Môžete, napríklad nevidíte, aby vám nejaký Indian alebo Eskimák povedal, že mňa boli hlava, alebo boli ma chrbát.
Anyway, so Westerners in general, if somebody has a migraine or a headache, the causes are the same usually.
A takže všeobecne, hlavne my západniari, keď máte napríklad bolesť hlavy, väčšinou je to spôsobené tým istým.
Digestion problem.
Problém s trávením.
Okay, oxygen. We are not breathing anymore. Not like, this is breathing. This is breathing. And people like, that's why, when I after Zenjust, when I have the air, I have my special, this is Karo's pattern, how I distribute air in a second, but
I will translate. Takže potom, čo si dám Zenjust, vždycky si dávam potom air, alebo keby si to bol free, tak to je proste také jeho, ako vždycky dáva oleje preč.
Okay, so lack of oxygen, digestion, okay, and stress. These are the three major factors. Obviously, one individual can vary, but this is 90% of the people. This is why they have migraines. Now, when you say emotional stress, attached to this emotional, for example, ladies many times, they have migraine. Okay, is the emotional and hormonal. Now, when you have Zenjust, for example, when you have a headache, don't only go and tell them, hey, use past tense. We have a blend on for migraine with past tense. Okay, and always make sure that they have some Zenjust and explain, put it on your tummy, a few drops under your tongue. You can taste Zenjust. Smell it. I tell people, so this is actually works in many levels. Zenjust not only good for tummy and for if I have a sick tummy. No, use it sparingly, therapeutically, anytime. Yes. So, and I go through the blends, which I'm not going to do now. I'm going to go through the blends. But one thing I show you is the blend of air. Oh no, we have a blend, awesome, it's called air. Very good. You know that a lot of people are suffering, with clogged nose. If you talk to a pharmacist, they're going to tell you, yes, the number one drug that people are addicted to is nose drops, really bad.
A že keď sa rozprávate s lekármi, tak povedia, že áno, veľa ľudí je vlastne závislých na kvapkách do nosa.
Now, nose drop is an excellent example of fast, very potent, but dangerous.
A že zrovna kvapky do nosa je krásny príklad na to, že vie to veľmi rýchlo zabrať, je to veľmi potentné, ale je to veľmi nebezpečné.
Now, this is incredible because what it has is really fast, very effective and safe.
A toto je práve to, že to má všetko, ale je to ešte aj bezpečné.
And I tell people many times that the key ingredients in these blends are herbs that you will use, for example, in cooking, like cardamom here.
Vtedy ako povieš, že proste, že základ toho sú vlastne len rastliny, to, čo používate pri varení, takže preto je to bezpečné.
So those who have been to my classes, remember, Michelle, what I do with air? Remember my air? This is what I do. Anna?
Tí, čo chodíte na moje triedy, Miši, ty si pamätáš.
Okay, I'll show you. I give you 2 drops.
Daj mi to tak kvátky.
Look at me, don't do anything.
Teraz ešte nič nerob.
Okay.
Pozeraj sa na mňa.
Here, close it together.
Daj to dokopy.
Okay, go like this.
Rob presne to, čo robí on.
You create like a pipe, can you see me?
Urob takú ako keby
Okay,
pišťalku.
and go like this.
Ale urob presne to, čo povedal.
No, see?
To
No, forget
povedal.
it. I wanna hear it.
Hlboká nadýcha. On to chce počuť.
Okay, now, do you taste cardamom in your
Teraz
pipe?
cítiš
Do you taste it? Okay, do it again. Look at it.
Ešte raz to.
Can you taste it now?
Cítiš to dáme.
Can you taste cardamom?
Cítiš kardamom?
Okay, maybe she's not. I don't know. Now on your nose.
Tak teraz urob to isté s nosom.
Okay. Okay, and now go like this first. Just a little.
A
Stay there.
teraz urob toto.
Stay there.
A zostaň tam.
Isn't that great? How is it on now? Is it good?
Ako to cítiš?
Okay. Now, this is very good. People love, almost everybody all the time asks for air or old name breed samples. Almost 100%, right?
Skoro všetci si vždycky po triede pýtajú alebo teda príď túto zmes.
That is what I do. Now, you know, a lot of people are suffering club host. This is like 2 minutes, you know, and what I do, a small towel, like a little one, 2 or 3 drops right next to your pillow, and you go back, it will ease up in 3 minutes, 4. You can go back to sleep.
Tí, čo majú problém,
Hepchi?
Hej. On to používa, lebo viem, že tu v esenciálnom servise už máte také tie, že to dáte tie inhalátory, že na to môžete dať ten brít, dať si to do nosa, vlastne vám to uvoľní takisto. Oni to ešte, they have exactly that, so you can put the oil into it and you can just...
Excellent, very good.
Ale tí, čo to nemáte, môžete to robiť tým spôsobom, ako povedal Kari, že si to dáte na vreckovku, dáte si tam brít a dáte si ju do nosa na chvíľočku a tak predýchate a vlastne vám to uvoľní do tetiny.
Now, please, obviously, because of translation and explanation, I skipped a lot of things. A few things I'll tell you what I do in every single class. I always show the sourcing video.
Veľmi veľa toho preskočím práve preto, že teraz máme ten preklad a nemáme toľko času.
All the time.
Ale to, čo ešte vždycky robí na triede,
A sourcing video?
že ukazuje to video, kde sa ukazuje, akým spôsobom získavame tie esenciálne oleje.
I use it with wintergreen all the time.
Vždycky
2 years coming up.
Vždycky ukazuje video, akým spôsobom sa získava wintergreen.
I always open a sourcing video of wintergreen from Nepal.
Z Nepalu.
Everybody watches it together. I don't watch it through, I just kind of like skip the...
Akože vždycky to tak preskakuje a rozpráva k tomu, neukazujem celé to video.
Very important, and if you have time, remember, different class, whatever, I
Je
go
to veľmi
now,
dôležité, ale ako si pamätáte, keď
a couple, ilang, beautiful sourcing, or kopaiba, you know, when they actually drill the hole into...
Perfektné video je aj na kopajbu, aj na ilang.
Okay, I go into that, and then one thing I skipped, remember I told you, when I go to melaleuca and oregano together.
A tiež to, čo preskočil, je tiež to video, ten čajovník s tým oreganom.
Right here, this is the one video. If you search on YouTube,
Keď hľadáte na YouTube,
if you search on YouTube melaleuca, doTERRA,
čajovník doTERRA a oregano, tak vám tam ukáže presne toto úžasné video.
Okay, this is the one video, you don't see it, but you can, I'm gonna leave it here so you can watch it right here. It goes through the whole, you know, bacteria.
Tam vám ukazuje vlastne, takže on vlastne hovorí o tom, ukazuje sa v tom videu, ako vyzerá baktéria. Prirovnávajú to v podstate k lentilkám alebo M&M's, že ako to vyzerá, že si vytvára okolo seba takú krustu, ktorá robí celý taký slíz. A v podstate práve preto tým, že ona sa vie prispôsobovať, tak stále potrebujeme silnejšie a silnejšie antibiotika. Avšak čajovník urobí to.
Antibiotics, it explains, you know, okay, and then what melaleuca does.
Ono to ukazuje, ako čajovník dokáže dať preč ten slíz, ktorá tá baktéria vytvára a vďaka tomu sa oregano dokáže dostať dovnútra a zvnútra vlastne zničiť tú baktériu. To presne sa vám ukazuje vlastne v tom. Takže stačí iba čajovník a oregano a máte prírodné antibiotikum.
Excellent. And one thing I always slow down, because it's excellent what he says. Right here at the end.
Tam, kde to vždy spomalí,
First offense. And now, and this is why we are gathered here, Anna. I are taking my notes. Okay, she wrote right here. I'm not going to come back to this. Okay, so okay, so I explained Anna the reason. Remember, I'm going to give you some samples, but it's really all about natural solutions.
Takže tam je nejaké vzorky, ale je to naozaj iba o prírodných prostriedkoch.
The company has 3 missions. One of them is healer at every home.
A dotera má vlastne tri cieľe
Always tell
a
people.
jedno je liečiteľ v každom dome.
I modified it. I say healer at every home or every community, every friend circle, every workplace.
A on si to
That's my modification.
A povedal v každom, u všetkých kamarátoch, vo všetkých domácnostiach, vo všetkých prácach, všade.
Second is ditch all chemicals, meaning that use natural solutions, okay? No chemicals, possibly.
Druhý cieľ je, že sa nebudú používať žiadne chemikálie.
Okay, and then listen what this guy says, and we have accomplished something dramatic.
A tuto na konci toho videa hovorí ten chlap, že a tu sme dosiahli niečo dramatické.
That is by doing nothing more.
Že nerobíme nič viacej. Že použijeme dva malé, jednoduché, esenciálne oleje, čo je čarovníka.
So beautiful, incredible. Now at the end, okay, and remember I skipped a few years, obviously, you know, the but the end, what I do, always, you know exactly how I finish, Dagmar knows how, every class this is how I finish. I tell them that we have this incredible emotional blend.
Poviem, že máme tento úžasný emočnice.
By the way, the same video what you have watched with bacteria, this guy made the same video how emotional is working in your brain, the same thing.
Také isté video ako o tejto baktérii je urobené ako tieto emočné zmesi ovplyvňujú váš mozog.
Okay, and I tell them that what they are good for, and I pick motivate at the end.
A poviem im, na čo sú každý dobrý a vyťahnem zmes motivate.
And I tell my class, okay, go right there, that
a poviem aj vtedy.
I use always motivate at the end with arbovite.
Vždycky na konci používam motivate s arbovite.
And I tell them this is a tree oil.
A poviem im, že toto je olej zo stromu.
Where this comes from, it comes from all the way from North Canada.
Zo severnej Kanady.
Okay, the trees they live up to almost 800. There are still trees 800 years old.
Stromy, ktoré žijú okolo 800 rokov.
Anna, where were we 800 years ago?
Kde si bola pred 800
See, we could go back. Where were we? 800 years, kidding me? Okay, and the chemistry of this is really beautiful, really extended. It makes you live long. It has any tree oil, you know, is like a long living oil. Why not? Of course, it's living long.
Chemické zloženie tohto oleja vlastne vám podporuje dlhovekosť.
Now, I always, this is how I finish my class. Now hold out your hand, please, both of them. Okay, that's what I do. Okay, I take one here, just one touch. Okay, rub them together. Okay, and then I go and I tell them to be quiet. And just be lost in that. Okay? And I tell them that now it is your choice how you would like to adapt the gift of the earth.
Je to vaša voľba. Už potrebujem ďalší rozmer.
I believe, Anna,
to zoberiete z prírody.
That's great. How is it? Look at it. You can always see, look at her, see? You can always see the people. This is already changing.
Vyzerajú tak ako Anna.
And
dajte ju kolovať.
You can put it a little bit here. So I tell my class that I believe personally that this is the last chance for humanity.
A ja vždycky poviem svojej triede, že toto je vlastne posledná šanca pre ľudstvo.
This is the last chance for humanity. I'll give it to him.
Dajte to do.
Okay? To adapt and to get nature and plants into our home, everyday life.
Aby sme adaptovali a vrátili vlastne rastliny a prírodu do našich domácností takú, ako je nedotknutá.
Anna, nobody made these oils.
Anna, nikto iný nerobí.
doTERRA is not making them.
Nikto nevyrába tieto oleje.
doTERRA is making sure that they are not touched by anyone, they are not adulterated. That's what doTERRA is making sure.
doTERRA si dáva pozor na to, aby naozaj neboli nejakým spôsobom pančované.
And doTERRA is sourcing them with the local people from all those places in the planet. doTERRA is not making these oils. These are non-manufactured oils.
Toto nie sú vyrábané oleje, ale ich proste zoberá, spolupracuje s tými farmármi, tam, kde vlastne teraz Čína patrí, ale čo potom zoberie.
And I'd love to give you some samples.
A chcem ti dať nejaké vzorky.
And obviously she's been trying to get this wild orange from me all around.
A teraz povedal,
Now, do you remember? Anna, do you remember what On Guard is made of? Do you remember?
Teraz Anna,
Would you
pamätáš,
tell us?
z čoho je teda On Guard? Vieš nám to povedať?
Wild orange,
Divoký pomeranč?
cinnamon.
Škorica?
Very good. Eucalyptus.
Klinček?
Yes, yes. Clove. Rosemary. This is your gift.
A toto je tvoj dáček.
That's smart. And then let me sit down, okay, and spend 5 hours giving
A
out
takýmto
ways.
spôsobom sa potom strávi 5
So,
hodín.
Anna, would you leave if you have to, because I'm gonna have to go to sleep. Would you leave?
Potom sa opýta, Anna, mohla by si prosím odísť, lebo ja už by som chcel ísť spať.
Anyway, so thank you for your help, and we have a break, and I'll talk about a little bit, how we work. I have one blue diamond already, Brunello, Brunello. So I have one blue diamond already. The second's coming up. I have 3 diamonds in my head. Romania.
Okay.
So I have all these beautiful people at Vance, I'll tell them how I do that. I don't know how, but still I'll tell you something. It's all yours.
Takže v tejto chvíli by sme ukončili túto časť, dáme si prestávku a potom budeme rozprávať o obchode, pretože on už má nejaké veľmi vysoké ranky, tí, ktorí to viete, má tam nejaký model s diamantov. Netušia, ako to urobili, ale chcem vám o tom rozprávať.
Okay, and so thank you for this. Yes, and I think the morning okay, see you in a second.
Ja vás poprosím, teraz pri tejto prestávke, vy čo ste tu noví, obráťte sa na tých ľudí, čo vás pozvali a môžete si vonku porozprávať, čo chcete ďalej s tým robiť. Hej. Sú možnosti, ako získať tie oleje za lepšie ceny, takže už to presúvame na vás. Dobre, teraz si dáme prestávku s Karolím a druhá časť bude o tom, ako to on robí so svojimi diamantami, modrými diamantami a tak ďalej.